Today we will be making an abstract rhinestone mason jar tumbler using inspiration from another nail design I saw on Pinterest. Hi everyone, I am Tiana Chanell of TianaChanellCreates here for another tutorial. We are starting with the 17-ounce mason jar from the stainless steel depot. I taped off the top and the bottom with painter's tape. It is best to use electrical tape instead since it is more flexible. I just didn't have any nearby, so as you can see, I am struggling to get this tape around the cup. Then I used my edging tool for the bottom to get a nice straight line. I sanded the cup with an 80 grit sanding block and wiped it down with 91% alcohol. I did the same with the lid. I taped off the bottom and used my edging tool to get a straight edge for the lid. Next, I put some tape over the straw hole and cut around the hole so I will not get paint inside. I sanded the lid and took both the lid and tumbler outside to spray paint it with white Rust-Oleum 2x flat spray paint. While I'm waiting for the spray paint to dry, I went to Cricut Design Space and looked for some wavy lines to use for my cup. I just chose random lines that I liked and added them to my canvas. I then resized the lines to be at the maximum of 3 inches in width. I also used the shape feature to add circles. I did 3 different sizes, 1 inch, half an inch, and 1/4 of an inch. Duplicated them a few times. I did the same with vinyl strips. I made them 11 by 0.15 and 11 by 0.25. I duplicated some of the shapes and made them white. I'm going to cut out most of the shapes in black vinyl while some will be in white vinyl. Once the vinyl is cut out, I sanded the vinyl using this 80 grit nail file since the sanding block wanted to lift the vinyl. I wiped it down with 91% alcohol. Now here's the fun part. I just took some random wavy lines and placed them to make a shape of some sort on the cup so we can have different color sections. I just did what I thought would work and went with it. I trimmed up the edges with my craft knife. Before I started painting, I labeled the sections so I can know which color would be what and that I didn't have the same colors next to each other. Next, I'm going to take some apple barrel paint in the colors Bright Magenta and Caribbean, and some Craft Smart paint in the colors Holiday Green, Violet, Pure Pumpkin, and Mediterranean Blue, and adding it to a plate so I could paint the shapes. You want to choose colors that are closely related to the rhinestones you chose. The reason for this is because you may have gaps in between the rhinestones, and this will camouflage those gaps. I painted each shape with 2 coats of paint, and I let this dry overnight. In the morning, I took the rest of the shapes and placed them in the inside of the painted shape. If I was adding multiple vinyl strips next to each other, I would check the spacing using a rhinestone to see if I can just add a certain size stone in between. This is all the prep work I did to start this rhinestone tumbler. This prep work took about a few hours to do, longer than the rhinestone shaker. I will be back with part 2 of this tumbler tutorial next week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below.